Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a big topic to dive into, and I'm sure a lot of you are already buzzing about it. The upcoming Monster Hunter Wilds, a title that's been stirring up some serious debate, especially after the latest leaks. Now I know there's a lot of hype surrounding this game, but today we're going to break down what we know so far about Monster Hunter Wilds, the issues surrounding the demo, and, most importantly, how the game's performance is shaping up on different hardware. First things first, the leaks. We've seen quite a bit about Monster Hunter Wilds recently, and honestly, things aren't exactly going as we might have expected. Without going into too much detail, a lot of the leaks have revealed story elements and monster roles that don't seem to align with what the community was hoping for. This is a big deal, especially when it comes to Monster Hunter, where world building and lore play such a critical role. That said, we need to be cautious with these leaks. We're still waiting for official details, and sometimes what gets leaked doesn't paint the full picture. Still, there's a bit of concern over how the game's world and monsters are shaping up. It's possible that Capcom is taking a different direction with the series than we expected, and it's going to be interesting to see how these ideas hold up when we get a full, official reveal. Moving on to the demo gameplay, yeah, that was a rough experience for a lot of us. While the excitement was palpable, once people got their hands on the demo, it wasn't as smooth as we were hoping. The frame rate dropped, the textures were sometimes a bit rough, and the general feeling was underwhelming. I mean, we all know it's just a demo, but we're talking about a Monster Hunter game here. A franchise that's known for delivering high-quality action and incredible world building. If the demo isn't up to scratch, it raises concerns about how the final release will perform. Now, I get it. Demos aren't always optimized, and there are still a few months before the official launch. But if the foundation isn't solid now, that doesn't inspire confidence in the long run, especially with how demanding this game is shaping up to be. Another point of contention is Capcom's choice of engine. The RE engine, famously used for games like Resident Evil Village and Devil May Cry 5, has been Capcom's bread and butter for a while now. But let's be real, we're all kind of wondering when they'll make the switch to Unreal Engine, especially given how it's become the go-to for so many big studios these days. The RE engine is incredibly powerful, but it's clear that it's also pushing the limits of current hardware. Some fans have expressed concern that Capcom might be sticking too hard to the RE engine, possibly at the expense of smoother performance and broader compatibility. It's not that the RE engine is bad, far from it. It's just that as we get into more demanding projects like Monster Hunter Wilds, there's only so much it can do before we start hitting performance walls. Are they going to stay with the RE engine long term, or will we see a shift to Unreal soon? Only time will tell. Now let's talk performance. This is where things get a bit tricky, because based on the published specs, Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be a serious challenge for many gamers, especially those on mid-range rigs. Even then, we're talking about medium settings. No fancy upscaling, no ray tracing. That's going to be a tough pill to swallow for a lot of players who don't have access to high-end GPUs. For those with something like a 6700 XT, the recommendation is 30 frames per second, or 60 frames per second, with frame generation, which sounds like a fancy term for it might still look choppy unless you've got a really strong PC. This brings me to the bigger issue. If these performance concerns are any indication, a lot of gamers are going to struggle to get smooth gameplay out of this title, at least at launch. But, and this is a big but, there's a glimmer of hope. We've seen footage from the PlayStation 5 version of the game running at a solid 60 frames per second, even at higher settings. That's a good sign, right? It suggests that Capcom might be able to optimize the game for PC, especially since we know the PS5 is running a customized version of the RE engine. Hopefully the PC version will see similar optimizations down the line, maybe with better support for the latest hardware. The truth is, we're in a bit of a waiting game at this point. Until we get a full breakdown of performance from experts like Digital Foundry, we just don't know if the PC version will live up to the PS5's solid 60 FPS performance. Finally, I want to talk about the broader trend in gaming. As we've seen over the years, games are getting bigger, both in terms of graphics and file size. These massive games require serious hardware, and we're at a point where 1 terabyte of storage is starting to feel like just enough for your operating system and a couple of games. Let's face it, in a few years, if you're not rocking something like NASA-level storage on your gaming PC, you're going to be left in the dust. And let's not even get into the need for NVMe SSDs. If you don't have one yet, you'll probably need one to even run Monster Hunter Wilds properly. So, are we heading toward a future where every game is going to demand top-tier hardware just to run decently? And at what point do we start questioning whether it's all worth it? To wrap up, there's a lot to be excited about with Monster Hunter Wilds, but there's also a fair amount of concern. The leaks, the performance issues, and the system requirements are all raising red flags. I really hope Capcom can pull this together before launch, because this game has the potential to be something incredible. But as it stands, I think we're going to need a lot more information and a few solid updates before we can really say whether this game is going to deliver on the hype. In the meantime, let's just hope for some solid optimization before it hits shelves. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you excited for Monster Hunter Wilds, or are you holding off until we see more about performance and gameplay? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this and other big titles. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.